of public speaking is more common than the fear of heights, flying, or even death. But the real tragedy is not the fear itself. It's who pays the price when we choose silence. Because silence is not empty, silence has consequences. Do you know that around half of the world's population, more than 4 billion people, will never have a single voice representing them in global decision-making rooms? I know this because I come from those places or situations. At almost every global summit I attend, there's always an empty chair in the hall. For most of the people, it means nothing. But to me, it represents millions. People from villages, slums, conflict zones, tribal belt, who deserve to be heard where global policies are shaped, but who are never invited in. And that's why, whenever I take a seat at United Nations table, I sit for them, not for myself. And this talk is not about how I found my voice, it is about how you can find yours. And how your voice can create a bridge for the people who will never sit in these rooms. Because public speaking is not a performance. Public speaking is a tool for empowerment, especially for those whose stories have been overlooked for generations. We often think that speaking is about confidence or charisma. But in my work across schools, villages, global summit, I've learned something different. That speaking is a responsibility. A single voice, my friend, a single voice can shift policy, perception, and possibility. Today, I sit in the rooms where global policies are shaped, not because I'm special, but because someone must represent the people, the communities who often get ignored. And here's the truth. The moment you claim your story, the people, the country, and the community gain power. But unfortunately, people don't speak up. Not because they lack ideas, but because they believe that their stories are not big enough or important enough. And the thing is that people think that they need to talk about something extraordinary to bring the change in the world. And the biggest misconception about public speaking is that public speaking is about being heard. It is not. No. Public speaking is about making others feel seen. And that's why your voice matters. Because when you speak, you don't speak alone. You carry the people who shaped you. You carry the communities that never had a microphone, and you carry the stories that were never documented. So basically, you represent those who are often missing from the rooms, the marginalized ones, the misunderstood ones, the underestimated ones. And that's why your role is important. So let me share my approach. It's not a formula, a way of showing up. So there are 5 points, okay? So number 1, own your story honestly. Not the version meant to impress, not the polished version, the real one. And believe me, people can't dismiss a story rooted in truth. Number 2, prepare seriously, but speak sincerely. Preparation gives you structure, but sincerity gives you connection. And when you speak, people follow authenticity over perfection. Always remember that. Number 3, don't imitate, resonate. You don't need a speaker's voice. You need your voice, the one shaped by the lived realities and experiences. Number 4, use silence intentionally. A pause is not a weakness. It is a moment when your audience meets your message. And use your experiences, especially the painful one, into power. Your challenges are not your obstacles, they are your instructions. They give your speech, they give your voice a depth, purpose, and direction. And that's how your voice opens the door for others. So, before leaving this room, I would like you all to take one message, is that someone's future depends on your voice. So here's your action plan. Share one story from your community. Speak once in a meeting where you used to stay silent. Turn your realities or lived experiences as evidence, not as embarrassment. Represent someone who has no representation, and speak not to be impressive, but to be useful. So people often ask me, like, what's the most powerful thing you have learned while traveling the world for your global consultation? And I think it's the future is written by those who dare to speak. Not the loudest, not the oldest, not the most privileged ones, but the ones who believe that silence is no longer an option. So before leaving this room, I would like you all to remember that someone, somewhere, is building their dream because you found the courage to use your voice to uplift those. So what happens, like, there are some people who deserve to be heard, but they are often missed out. So what happens? So what happens actually? Young people freeze, women stay silent, communities stay invisible, and when these voices disappear, decisions get made without even involving those who will live their consequences. That's the real crisis. Not a lack of solution, but a lack of representation. And that's why I would like to ask everyone that speak for the change. Speak for those people who are often missing from the tables. Because when you found the courage to use your voice for the unprivileged ones, change comes automatically. And remember, one day, the future will quote you. Thank you so much.